Good morning, everybody. This is your teacher, Tushar Aggarwal, with the lecture of List on Python. Students and friends, in the last session, we have studied about several things. Let us recapitulate how list manipulation is done, what is list, how list manipulation is done. So we have studied list is a collection of items and each item has its own index value. Now index of first term is 0 and the last term is n-1. Now how to create a list? We will use to create a list enclosed within this big braces. So we have to write these values and it is heterogeneous. Now how to access the data list? This can be done using the colon singles or such as like this. This is the index numbers are there, so we can traverse only through the index numbers. Now updating the list. Updating the list means we can put any range and can get the value like this. Now add item to a list. We have studied two functions, append and extend. Now in append we will end only a single value at the end, whereas in extend we can add more than one value or can say multiple values at a single time. So when you have to add a single value, append is required, and when you have to just use a multiple value, then extend is required. Now the next question, add to list. Now adding to list means concatenation. Now friends, just listen carefully. Concatenation means that the elements are merged into a single list. If you will put 10 lists here in like list 1 plus list 2 plus and so on up to list 10, then all the elements of a list are appended to the last. इसको हम ऐसे सोचेंगे कि हमने extend कर दिया list को. This is a way to extend the list. Now next thing is how to delete item from a list. Now to delete item from a list we use del. क्या use करेंगे? Del. Then the list name and then the index. अब क्वेश्चन उठता है कि if we want to delete the range, then we will write the range as such 0 to 2, 0 to 2. Now if we want to delete whole list at once, कि हमें एक लिस्ट को पूरा एक बार में डिलीट करना है, so we don't need to write this index value, just write del list, delete the entire list. So friends, we have studied adding a list, appending, extending. Now it comes to the deletion. For example, list 1, 2, 3. Before deletion, I have printed a list that is 1, 2, 3. Now I want to delete the index number 1. It means index number 1 is this is 0 index, this is 1 index, this is 2 index. This is 0, this is 1, this is 2. So I have deleted 1 index. So 2 is deleted. Now let us look at the answer. Okay, it is 1, 3. Now friends, there are some basic list operations which you must learn. First is length function. It is your length function, means L-E-N, length function. Now what does length function do? Length function returns the number of elements in a particular list. What length functions do? Length function returns the number of elements in a particular list. For example, if I have written len 4, 2, 3, there are 3 elements, so it returns 3. It is length. Now, addition operator, if you will put in 2 lists, it will act as concatenation. And always remember the list which is in front means if they are the operands and this is the operator, the operand, the first operand should, the elements of first operand should be first, then the last operands, right? Now, next is repetition. Now you want that your list should be repeated 4 times, 5 times. It means that the elements should be repeated n number of times. So what we will do, we will multiply the list by the scalar quantity what we want. We will multiply, if I will multiply it by 5, then it will be 5 times. Now it has CS, I have multiplied it to 4, so it is 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is called repetition. Next, 3 in 4 to 3. Friends, this is very important as this is a membership function. There are 2 membership functions, in and not in. There are 2 membership functions, in and not in. In and not in. Now in what we are going to do, we are going to say yes, 3 in means this element belongs to the list. If this element belongs to the list, then our result will be true, otherwise false. They are known as membership functions. They are known as membership functions. Now if I will write 3 not in, now if I will write 3 not in this, then it will be true or false, because not in means that the particular element is not in the list. Now iterating through the list, iteration means we have to apply loop. So for loop is used for iteration. For any element x in this list, print x. So it will print all the elements irrespective of the brackets. It will not take and columns are printed. So it will take 4, 2 and 3. Now here I am going to provide you with some of the list of list manipulation method. First one is dot append, which we have already studied, right? Next is extend. Then next is insert. What insert does? It inserts an item at a defined index. Means if I will write list 2 is equal to Tushar, then it will enter at the 2 index the value 2. Tushar. Remove an item from a list. Delete an item from a list. Dot clear, it empty all the list. Dot pop, remove an item at a definite index. Now friends, just look at the 3 things. We are having 3 things. Number 1 is remove, then is del, and then is pop. All are used to remove items from a list. Yes, items from a list. Now in remove, we can put the item, write the item, and it is removed. In delete, we will delete the item, means the item from the item. Now in pop, now the difference always comes that what is the difference between delete and pop. Now delete removes the item from a list, okay, and pop removes the item from a list depending on the index it has taken at a defined index. So index is important in the pop part. So index is important in the pop part, right? Now next is list dot index. It returns the index of first matched item. Suppose we are having 3, 3, 4, 4. There are repetition of values. Then first occurrence will be returned. Then the first occurrence will be returned. Next is list dot sort. It sort the items of a list in ascending or descending order. Now list dot reverse the items of a list. Length, it gives the length of a list. Maximum value from a list, minimum value from a list. Now this is a new one for you. List bracket में हमने लिख दिया sequence. It returns, converts a tuple, string, set or dictionary into the list. Okay, so first I will go again with the functions, that the methods that we use in list manipulation. First one is append, add an item at the end of the list. Then next is extend, add multiple items at the end of a list. List dot insert an item at a definite index. List dot removes an item from a list. Now delete, remove and pop should be studied carefully, as list dot removes an item from a list. Delete an item from a list. List dot clear, empty all the list. List dot pop, remove an item at a defined index. List dot index, return index of the first matched item. Here first matched item means it will give, if repetition is there, it will give only one value. Okay, the first occurrence, wherever first is occurred, if it has occurred at the 1, it is 1, it is occurred at the 0, it is 0. So it is so there. List dot reverse. Now it is very important because it will reverse the items of a list. Remember, it will not return the name if you have transferred that LST is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. So the elements will be 4, 3, 2, 1. Right. Now length function calculates the length of the list. Length of the list means return the number of elements in a particular list. That is the length of the list. Now max list, return item with the maximum value in the list. Min list, return item with the minimum value in the list. List sequence converts a tuple, string, set, dictionary into a list. Now coming to some programs. First I want to go to using the largest number in a list. Suppose I am having a list of 10 elements and I want to find out which is the largest element in my list. How would I do it? Okay, let me take the first an empty list. This is an empty list I have taken. A is equal to empty list. I will put append all the elements in that. Now n I have taken as the number of elements. So for that I have taken 4 for I in range 1 to n plus 1. Why I have used n plus 1 here? Because I have to run up to n. If I will write n here, अगर मैं यहाँ पे n लिख दूंगा, if I will write n here, then it will run up to n minus 1 and I want to take up to 1 to n. So I have written n plus 1, then b is equal to, now I have started inputting the elements. Either you can take b, c, d, whatever you want. Enter the element. Now what does append function does? Append function appends at the last of the list, single element at the last of the list. अब b की जो वैल्यू है वो आपकी a में आ गई, right? अब फिर मैंने फंक्शन लगा दिया a dot sort, to sort in ascending order. By default it is in ascending order. Now the value at the n minus 1th index, because if I will start with 1 to n numbers, then 0 is my first index and n minus 1 is my last index. So position at n minus 1, मतलब एक पहले 0 से start करेंगे तो एक कम हो जाएगा. n minus 1 is the largest value as sorts it by default in ascending order, right? So I think this is very much clear from my side. There is another method using function. You can use either. What I have done, I have just made a function. Maximum function in a list. Max is equal to list of 0 means there is only no index, only 0 index is there. For a in list, now for a in this list which I have defined as parameter, if a is greater than max, whatever the value are inserted in this, तो max को हम swap करा देंगे a के साथ, return करा देंगे max को. But this might be complicated for you as you have to take number of elements. So I will go with this using the simple method for me. What I have done, I have taken an empty list, entered the number of elements, then just charge the loop as a cycle from 1 to n. B is equal to int input enter element, a is equal to append a dot sort, print the largest element is this. Now find the mean of a list. Now what is mean? Sum of all the observations divided by number of observations. First we will use without the use of mean function in that. Definition means def means we have created a function. I have created a function average LST return sum LST divided by length, means sum of all the observations in a list, means all the elements of the list divided by the length of the list. Now driver code is equal to, means driver code, now we have to run LST is equal to 59. This I have taken average, I have calculated the average of the list. Now print average of the list is round average comma 2, means I will take up to 2 decimal places, so my answer will be 35.75. Now note that there is an inbuilt function for that used to calculate the mean of list, example mean list, right? But we will use this directly, we will not use it. Now next is a very good program which you can use and write in your notebooks also, that is a linear search. Linear search means I have given a list of elements, a series of elements I can say, then I have to find any element I have given from that particular list. For that, what we are going to do, we will take a list and enter the number to search, the number we want to search. Now I have taken a variable found, that the number is found or not, and initialized it with 0, means false, that we have not found our number. Now I have taken the loop. Now loop is taken up to the length of the list, means from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is 6, so length of the list. If this first element means I will start iterating from 0. So it will means 4 is equal to x. क्या 4x के बराबर है जो नंबर हम ढूंढ रहे हैं? अगर है तो true कर देंगे, नंबर को प्रिंट करा देंगे, break कर देंगे, नहीं तो found false और is not in the list. Simple program है. अब क्या होगा फिर? 1 वैल्यू हो जाएगी इंडेक्स की, then 1 will become 2 is here, then 8 will be here, then 9 will be here, then 3 will be here, then 7 will be here, which will be equal to x. I hope this is very much clear to you. So friends, this is about list manipulation. Just this video will be appended with the practical schedule of this what we have done.